ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे The statement Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asid in Chandogya Upanishad confirms the existence of reality before the creation of Nama Rupa Jagat. Nama Rupatmakam Jagat iti Vedantena Katitam. World is nothing other than of the nature of Nama and Rupa. And here the Nama and Rupa near reads Adhisthana, substratum. Adhishthanam vina Nama Rupat Jagat na bhavati. Adhishthanam tu Brahma eva ekam eva advitiyam Brahma. The Adhishtan, the substratum, is the universe. I mean, the Brahman, on which the universe is projected. Yata Rajau Sarpamiva. Yata, just as Rajau in the Raju, that is in the rope, Sarpamiva. Abhasamatram Jagat na nityam na satyam va. Projection alone is the universe, neither it is true nor it is eternal. Eternality and reality belongs to only to that substratum. Therefore, here the argumentation that is given, we saw in the verse number 34, Vyadadir nama rupe mayaya savikalpide shunyasya nama rupe cha tata ched jivyatam chiram. If the objection Buddhists would raise that just like Nama Rupa Jagat is said to be conjured up by Maya, Maya kalpita jesha kala kalana vaichitri chitri kritam. The nature of creation is none other than the appearance of names and forms created by or conjured up by, magically made to be seen by Maya. And in the same way, शून्यस्य नाम रूपे च तदा चेत. So in the case of how Nama and Rupa Jagat can be appearing, Vedanta would ask, if there is no reality, if you are saying asadeva idamagre asit, non-existent shunyameva idamagre asit, nothing was existing, if that is the case, and if you are saying, just like we have the argument or we have the standpoint that on the substratum of Brahman, which is positive existence on which Nama and Rupa Jagat has been created by Maya, if you argue that in the non-existence, in the Shunyam, Nama and Rupa has been created, then live long. Because Satobi Nama Rupe Tve Kalpite Che Tadavada Kutredi Niradishtano Na Brahma Kwajit Ati Kwajit Ikshate. Ikshyate. If in case if you are saying, just like the name and form is none other than, see, the interesting thing is, if I am seeing the snake, the form of the snake is none other than the form of the rope. To the length of the rope is determining the length of the snake, not even 1 or 2 inches beyond that. The shape of the rope is the shape of the snake. The color of the rope is the color of the snake. The crookedness of the rope is the crookedness of the snake. Everything other than the rope, which you don't see, all other attributes are from the rope only. So, Nama Rupa Jagat is none other than Brahman. Brahmani Adhyasa. If the part is there, every portion of the part is mud only. Nama Matram, it is only name you have given to a form called pot. The reality, the cause and the existence and the support, shape, everything is included in the mud. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says, Maya tadamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani. Nama rupa bhutani sarvani matstani. The entire creation which you say is existing in me. In me means what? Every form that you touch is me. But you don't know that, and you are giving a false idea of names and according to the forms. And therefore he says, Nachamastani Rupani. When Bhagavan says, everything stays in me, Matstani Sarva Bhutani, Nacha Aham Teshu Avastitaha. Teshu Nama Rupeshu Naham. Adhishtana Matramaham na Rama Rupeshu. Namascha Rupascha Tvaya Kritam. Nama Rupani Tvaya Kritani. It is you created Nama and Rupa. So the Nama Rupa Jagat is none other than Sat itself. That's why he says Satobi Nama Rupe Tve Kalpite. Now Tadavad Kutra Adhishtanaha. So when we say Sat itself is appearing as a Nama Rupa Jagat, now you are saying just like a Nama Rupa can be created by Maya on the Sat, why not it create on Asat? Asat ka naam kya hai or Roop kya hai? बताओ. Without the positive existence of something, projection upon it is not possible. Without the rope, there cannot be perception of the snake. Without the mud, there cannot be perception of the pot. Without the thread, there cannot be perception of the cloth. Without the Brahman, there is no perception of the Jagat. But you are saying it is there. Na Brahmaha kvachit ikshade. The creation, the adhyasa, the projection not possible. Projection is possible only on a substratum. Niradhishtane. Adhishtan nahi hai. Even when we say waves and foams and bubbles and tides, none other than water, H2O. Remove H2O and continue to see the waves and bubbles and tides and breakers. Let us see. Kaisa hoga? Acha, theek hai. Okay, let me put another thing here. When the Purobakshi, who is also probably a Shunyavadin, would not leave the argument that easily. Now, let me say something else. What is it? Sado, here, verse number 36. Okay. Sada si dadi shabdartha Bede Vaikunyamapatet Abede Punarukti Syat Maivam Loke Tadekshanat Sadasi Didi Shabdartha Bede Vaikunyamapatet Abede Punarukti Syat Maivam Loke Tadekshanat. Your statement in Chandogya Upanishad, the opponent says, Sadasid. Sadeva Asid Agre is your statement according to your Upanishad. Because Buddhists are not Astikavadi. They don't accept Veda as an authority. Therefore, your scriptures saying, not I agree that it is an authority, your scriptures are saying, Sadasi Didi Shabdartha. Shabde, in that very statement that it is made, Sadasi Didi, there are two words, Sad Asid. Existence was. So there are two things. Two words are there. Shabdhartha Bede Vaikunyam. If there are two words, then there is a problem there. What is the problem here? Because Asid itself includes existence. If you are saying Sad and Asid, are there two things that are existing there? I didn't understand. He says, earlier you argued when I said non-existence was, correct? And you said his non-existence was, when you're saying, is it a the argument was that you are using it as what? You are using it as a predicate. If you are using it as a predicate, it must either talk about its nature or it has to talk about its relationship. You are also, your Upanishad also says, Sadasid, existence was. So that statement is either we have to say there are two things that existed, or we have to say it has a problem. Abede, if it is not different, Sad and Asid was not two different words, it means the same thing, then Punarukti dosha. Meaning repetition, the defect of repetition. Because in Shastra, there should not be any repetition allowed, because every utterance must have its own special meaning. Abede punaruktihi, bede vaigunyam. If there is two, then there is a problem. Then Brahman has one thing more other than itself. If it is not two, then it is a repetition. Abede punaruktihi syat ma evam. If that is your argument, then Vedanta says, not like that. Ma evam, not like that. Loke tata ikshanat. In this world, there are statements that are made of this kind. Because see, when it comes to argument, they go into very, very nitty-gritty details of every statement that you make. You know, even if it happens with your own spouse, or on that day you said that. You know, you said in that way. Why are you standing? You said that. Why are you standing? You just say you standing. Why are you standing? Or why are you smiling like that? How do you dare you say that when are you smiling? They go into such kind of detail. Why did you say this? Why did you say at that point? Why did you say when she was around? Why did you say when she was looking at me? So here the Buddhi says your statement, that statement was not right. Sad asid. Just asid would do. Or sad. So the Vedantin says, you know, this is a way of saying. It doesn't mean there are two things. In some kind of such expressions, there is a need. Sometimes there is a need to repeat also. It's called Arthavada. It's nothing but a praise, a eulogy. Now, let me give you an example. Here, the Vedantin answers this. Loke evam videshu prayogeshu punarukti abhavaha kutra drishta iti ashankya. You know, there is no problem here, because in this world, if there are such things are spoken, I'll give you an example. How is this? Kartavyam kurute vakyam brute daryasya dharanam ityadi vasana vishtam pratyasit sadidiranam sadidiranam kartavyam kurute vakyam brute dharyasya dharanam ityadi vasana vishtam pratyasit sadidiranam. You know, in the worldly parlance, we make such expressions. Kartavyam kurute iti vakyam brute. We have this expression, what has to be done is done. Kartavyam kurute. Especially Indian language, Indian way of saying, whatever needs to be done, to be done. Whatever has to happen, happen. Happen. What does that mean? It is according to the language that you are familiar with. The English also get into that. He's coming to go there. So he is coming to go there. Is he coming or going? Yeah. So that's a way of saying, right? He's going to go. Is he really going to go? How many going is there here now? Who is going? How many of them are going? He is going to go. Meaning what? He is sure to go. That's what it means. He is going to come. I am telling you, he is going to come. Is he going or coming? So there are things like that. Kartavye kurute iti vakyam brute. Daryasya dharanam. Speech is spoken. Vakyam brute. Daryasya dharanam. Burden is born. A burden? The very burden itself is that is enough. Burden is born. Ityadi vasana vishtam. It is accustomed to such kind of vasana vishtam means these are all the usages. The habitual way of saying vasana vishtam prati to those people who are of this kind of usage. Asi sad is the existence was. Iti iranam statement. So it is to be considered as a way of saying and does not mean there are two words, two things, nor there is this defect of punarukti. You know, you can use this among your argument with your spouse or anybody else also. This you have told me before. Why are you saying again? Punarukti dosha. What? According to Sanskrit, literature, punarukti dosha. You cannot say a thing, same thing twice. Not punarukti, bahukti. I'm going to tell you another 100 times. You are not listening to it. That's why I'm telling you. Punarukti. So that don't give it to the nitty-gritty details of making every statement as a problem here, because this is a method of conveying or communicating, and therefore there are no two things. All right, let me accept your such explanation. I am fine with that. Because the nature of Brahman is incomprehensible, and therefore it is necessary for the teacher to explain the nature of Brahman as something which existed much before everything else, because we can't even think of it. It is timeless. As Gurudev would say, the Brahman was before the time began, and therefore time begins with second only. Isn't it? First second. What do you mean by first second? The first second. What? Meaning before the time. Before the time itself, because time began after the creation of dimensions. See, point A to point B in space needs to have a factor of time as well. If point A is there, to reach point A from point A, there is no time, because there is no space between point A to point A. When you say from point A and B, you are indicating the distance And when there is a distance between A and B, there is a time. What? To move from point A to point B. It depends upon what vehicle you use to reach from A to B, the mode of conveyance, how you are moving, what is moving, how much of friction that object has got between the A and B to move, all this decide the time. But moment you put another point in space, there is the factor of time. Therefore, with the space, time also to be included there. The distance between Earth and the moon and the sun, they say calculate as this many light years away, meaning what? If the light starts from the Earth, by the time it reaches the sun, how much time it takes for the light to travel, that is the distance. Nowadays, where are you home? Just 20 minutes away. Now, you are not telling me where exactly it is, but you are only telling me how much time it takes me to go there. Just 5 minutes walk. Who's walking? A healthy person walking, a toddler walking, or a old man walking? It's only 5 minutes drive, Swamiji. Who's driving? Which car is going? And those are also there. Often people, when they are familiar with a particular place, everything they say it's very close. Yesterday I was there somewhere, and I asked how much time it takes to go to the city, main city. 5 minutes, Swamiji, that's all. 25 minutes. You said 5 minutes. Yeah, what I mean by that is it's very near. You tell me the exact time, how much time it takes. You cannot just say 5 minutes and it takes 25, half an hour to go there. When you are cooking also, how much time it takes to make the tea? 2 minutes. 20 minutes you're sitting there, no sign of anything. Anyway, so the point here is, because there cannot be a time factor to show the kind when there is nothing. So therefore, the next verse, as you see here, Kala bhave puretyuktihi Kala vasanaya yutam Shishyam pratyevate natra Dvitiyam nahi shankyate Kala bhave puretyuktihi Kala vasanaya yutam Shishyam pratyevate natra Dvitiyam nahi shankyate. Dvitiyam na shankyate. Duality is not to be doubted here. It's not implied here. Because Kala abhave, where there is no time, Pura iti uktihi, before creation. When you say Pura, it's before creation, there was existence. So the was used to show Pura, the point of time when there was no time. Think about a time where there was no time. You cannot think. So therefore, way back in the past, in the origin, in the beginning, there was only one. There was existence. Because the student is Kala vasanaya yutam shishyam pratyeva. One who is thinking only in terms of time, such as Shishya, Kalavasanaya yudam, endowed with thinking in terms of time, to that kind of a disciple or a student, Shishyam Prati eva. Therefore, Tena Atra Dvitiyam Nahi Shankyade. Don't think there are two things, therefore. The past tense is to make sure that was existent. Was is to make sure there was no time, and not that there was existence and the existence that there was something else also. No. Existence was. That was is used to indicate the timeless state. Because we cannot comprehend anything possible. Now, very often asked, children will ask, Swamiji, God created everything, right? Yes. Small children. God created the world. God created this plant, animal, everything. Who created God? So if we say he was not created, so he is absent. No. He was not created means what? He was not born out of anything. He was always there. Always means what? Always. So the idea of always, meaning there is no beginning. Mind cannot comprehend that. Mind is incapable of comprehending that. So, according to the standard of the student, so will be the answer that is given. As the student starts to improve in his comprehensive power to comprehend, slowly, the abstractness is understood. To a child which is only a year old, let us say, it does not know what is known as truth and untruth, false and truth, good and bad, right and wrong. So the child, when it is to be told what is bad, no, don't do that. So by expressing kind of a negativity, you make the child realize what that child is about to do is not acceptable. Correct. Meaning what? It is acceptable. So acceptable, not acceptable. Mommy don't accept if you do this. Mommy don't accept if you do if you cry like this. So non-acceptance is what is taught. And because the child cannot comprehend what is bad. So is it not to that child you say not acceptable and acceptable? Then slowly the child understands what is bad and what is good. Are you a good boy or a bad boy? So bad boys are always shown as somebody who is, not good looking, bright. The cartoon and all those things, they will show in such a way that this is bad boy wearing dark Halloween dress. Bad. I don't know why, in spite of that, everybody wears those things, walking around like ghosts. I have no idea why that ghost and all to be walking around, goblins. Just have to go home and remove your makeup, regular makeup, and you will see yourself as the same thing every day. One person asked, Swamiji, what do you think I should wear for Halloween dress? Don't put a makeup, that's all. You don't need to do anything special for that. So good, bad, right and wrong. Now, even as before studying Vedanta, do you know the concept of real and unreal? We know what is temporary and temporary and non-temporary, eternal. Even that is a little abstract to start with. Temporary and permanent. Even the permanent, so-called permanent, is also not permanent really. So my job is not permanent. I have been, today my boss told me that My probation is over and now I am a permanent employee. Permanent employee. If the organization is permanent, you can be permanent. The organization itself is dissolving. What is the permanency of the job? Permanent job, is it? So, idea of permanency is only in terms of a lengthy period of time. That's all. Abhisarvam jividam jividam alpameva. So before understanding Vedanta, our idea of eternality is only in terms of relative permanence. Then comes the definition Sat. What is that? Trikalepi abhadita vastu Sat. That which does not change in 3 periods of time, past, present, future. That alone is really absolute. Others are relative. You can tell this to your first grader or second grader, will you understand? In the same way, according to the student's maturity, so will be the teaching. So the statement that is made, Sadasid, was to keep in mind the student who is thinking in terms of time, where there was no time, that alone was in the beginning, before creation. All right. So he says, Chodyam va pariharo va kriyatam dvaita bhashaya advaita bhashaya chodyam nasti navi taduttaram. Chodyam va pariharo va kriyatam dvaita bhashaya advaita bhashaya chodyam nasti napi taduttaram. Chodyam, question. Pariharaha, reply. Va kriyatam is made dvaita bhashaya, from the standpoint of duality only. All question and answer are given, all the questions are answered, all the questions are questioned, questions rise and the answers are given only from the standpoint of relativity. Advaita bhashaya, from the standpoint of non-duality, na chodyam, there is no doubt or objection, asti na api taduttaram. There also, the answer also not there. Vyavahara dashayam chodyadi kartavyam paramartadastu advaitameva tattvam ityartha. Today also, when I have visited one of the classes, Balvia classes, they asked this question, Swamiji, how do we determine what is good and what is bad? So I said, from the standpoint of Vedanta, there is nothing called really good or bad. They are only relative terms for the good of the good is not there if the badness of the bad is not present. Ravana is because of Ravana, Rama is known. Rama's greatness is because of Ravana's evilness. If there is no opposition, where is the question of leadership? See, the thing is, the hero is a hero because somebody against him is in row. Hero. Somebody is really against him and therefore he can show his heroism. In every movie, the hero is hero because there is opposition. And in this world, there is always something, everything in this world has got an opposition, contradiction. If there is a day, there is a night. If there is summer, there is a winter. If there is joy, there is a sorrow. If there is success, there is a failure. You cannot avoid that. That is called Dvandva Samuha. So in this relative world, to say this is good and this is bad is only to make your mind calm and quiet and peaceful so that you can move beyond that. What is so-called good is that which helps you to remain free, peaceful, joyful, and what is considered a bad is that which does not allow in that condition to be peaceful and happy. So I said there are only three ways of understanding what is good and bad. Number one is authority. Vaidika Dharma. What is said in the Vedas are considered as the authoritative pointers to good. That's why in Taittiriya Upanishad, yada karma vidikitsa va vritta vidikitsa va syat etatra brahmana sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharma kama syuhu yatate tatra varteran tada tatra vartetaha yesha upadeshaha. Whenever there is a vichikitsa, doubt about karma, about action, vritta means conduct, about how to behave in a particular situation. Karma vichikitsa va vritta vichikitsa va syat, when there is such kind of a doubt, then what do? In case if you do not have the access to study or Vedas by yourself to understand, then you follow the people who are able to show you, demonstrate to you what to do and how to do. Vritta vijikitsa or karma vijikitsa. Etatra brahmanaha sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharma kamasyu. Those who are desireless, those who are following the path of dharma, good people, pure people, saintly people, when they do understand, that is the way you need to do. So this is the second option. First option is to refer to the scriptures. Second option is, if you do not have the access or your knowledge of the scriptures, follow those who have studied. The third one is, if we don't have, I have no access to the scriptures, nor I am surrounded by people who are wise. What to do? If that is the case, don't do those things which don't want others to do to you. And do those things which you want others to do to you. Simple. That is universal. All religions talk about that. What you do not want others to do to you, you don't do to others. What you want others to do to you, behave with you, the same way you do to others. Obviously, I don't want people to insult me, disrespect me, laugh at me, humiliate me. So I also should not do that. That's a good thing. So these three. Then there's a fourth one. What is it? Do bad and learn that it is bad. Then don't do it. Get the punishment for the bad thing and then stop doing it. Smoke. Until you get cancer, smoke. And then finally, now I know what smoking creates cancer. Die. Is that what the way you want to do it? So here, when it comes to relative reality, there is definitely the concept of good and bad. And even in that, this is how one should understand what is good and what is bad. It's all relative. But when it comes to the standpoint of the reality, the good and bad both are of the same kind, because just like my eyes can see both the light and darkness, my nose can smell both good perfume and bad odor. My skin can feel both heat and cold. My tongue can taste both sweet and saline. My ears can listen to sound and absence. So also reality can be aware of the opposing nature of things, ignorance and knowledge. It is neither ignorant nor knowledge. Awareness is neither ignorant nor knowledge, because in the absence of everything, in the utter tamas, in sleep, awareness is present, not absent. In the full awareness of the waking state, it is still present. The presence of that is irrefutable. Suptaha suptim na janati na supte swapna jagaro. The one who is always awake, there is no question of waking up. From the standpoint of relativity, therefore he says, Advaita Bhashaya, Dvaita Bhashaya Chodyam va pariharo va kriyatam. Advaita Bhashaya Chodyam nasti na api uttaram. Question nahi hai, uttar bhi nahi hai. Na Chodyam, there is no Chodyam, there is no objection, there is no rejection, objection, and there is no answer to that objection. Acha. Now, even as the Buddhists here, Shunyavadin, had to some extent got his doubts cleared. Paramartataha dvaita abhave smritim pramanayati. There is a smriti vakya, Yoga Vasishta. Yoga Vasishta is a text coming in the form of a conversation between Vyasa and Bhagavan Sri Rama. To the Rama, who was reluctant to engage in the world of action, Vyasa is speaking about the need for engaging in the worldly transactions since we are born into this world, even though the ultimate purpose of existence is absolute purpose of the existence is realization of the truth. So he quotes Sri Vidyaranya Maharaj, here he quotes from Yoga Vasishta, verse number 40. Tadastimida gambiram na tejo na tamastatam anakyam anabhivyaktam satkinchit avashishyate tadastimida gambhiram na tejo na tamastatam anakyam anabhivyaktam satkinchit avashishyate. Quoting from the Smriti, Yoga Vasishta Smriti, directly, tada, therefore, thereafter, what remains after dissolution? What remains after dissolution is none other than Stimita Gambhiram. Stimita means unmoving. Gambhiram, deep, ungraspable, incomprehensible, ununderstandable. And you see, one cannot ever refute, one cannot ever deny one's own awareness, even when there are no thoughts. In fact, that is the point one has to reach in meditation. And the state of no thought is not a forceful control or withdrawal of the mind. Anything that is made with force or with a certain amount of effort, that effort itself will deny the result. Please take care of this or understand this statement. The effort will deny the result. Unlike karma, where effort will decide the result, here efforts will deny the result. So the awareness which we need to reach is a subsidence of the thoughts. Gurudev used to say, where there is absence of objects of thoughts, then the subject loses to become a subject. The relationship between subject and object being a thought, the relationship ends if one of them is absent. If you say, I am a husband and use your wife, I have no wife, then why do you call yourself as husband then? Suspend it. The object determines the subject, meaning the subject is a subject only with respect to the object. You understand that. So the focus should be on how to make sure that attention does not move from the subject to the object. Denial of the object is not the way. The denial should be in the form of recognition of the subject alone is real. The denial is not to negate. The denial is to reinforce that this alone is the truth. The other one is appearance. When you wake up from the state of dream, do you deny dream? There's no denial because it was not real. Denial means what? It was there, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. See, it is like fear is about something which you think it is there. When you recognize that that was not real, there is no question of fear then. When one sees the reality of the rope, is there any more need to deny the snake? The snake is unreal. There is no more fear thereafter. Don't say that, Swamiji, now I understood rope, but however, you pick it up. So when you sit for meditation, focus is on the awareness. Don't deny the, even though in the beginning stages we said deny the thoughts, etc. let go of the thoughts. What it means is when the focus is on the self, the object of awareness disappears. You don't need to do anything to make it to disappear. It disappears. There is no effort to get it away from your mind. So when I do not have an interest in a particular object or a thing, then I don't have to put any effort to not to think about it. Coming back to me again and again. Anyway, so sthimita, that's why the word is sthimita gambhiram. Unmoving, ungraspable. Gambhir means deep. Gahana, deep. And there is na tejaha, na tamaha tadam. Tadam, all pervading. Na tamaha, na tejaha. Na tamaha, na ajnanam. Na tejaha, na jnanam. ज्ञान से ही अज्ञान से ही दूर है. जानना ज्ञानम. Knowing and unknowing, knowledge and ignorance, both are happening only in the presence of awareness. It is neither knowledge nor ignorance. Knowledge, when we say knowledge of things, objects, and ignorance, again, ignorance of objects or things. Awareness is neither knowledge, objective knowledge, nor objective ignorance. Anakhyam, unnameable. Anabhivyaktam, unmanifest. It's not comprehensible through the senses. So what is sthimitam? Nischalam, gambiram, dur avagaham, manasa vishaya kartum ashakyam. Tamasaha vilakshanam tataham tadam vyaptam anakyam vyakyatum ashakyam anabhivyaktam chakshuradibihi avishayi kritam. Sat Shunya vilakshanam. So when it is said sat, it is not in the, it is unnameable, ungraspable, unmanifest. What does it exist or not? Sat. Kinchidas avashishyate is there remaining. Sat kinchid avashishyate. Sat shunya vilakshanam ataheva kinchit idantaya nirdeshtum ashakyam avashishyate. As idantaya, it is this, in this way you cannot indicate it. Idantaya nirdeshtum ashakyam avashishyate. You cannot indicate it to be as this. Aisa, in that way you cannot indicate it. Hai, yahan pe dekho. अब ऐसे दिखा सकते हो? आप कौन है? मालूम नहीं. This, can you show yourself as this? You can show a picture of you, but what are you? Can you show me? That cannot be indicated, and that cannot be shown as this. Therefore, idam, it is not idam, it is aham. So, kinchit avashishyate, sat, that of the nature of pure existence, a positive existence is there in the absence of everything else. This way, it is not, according to you, shunyam, absence, it's a pure positive existence in the absence of all. And when you say absence of all, meaning none of the things other than it can indicate it, show it. A thing is there and all other things are there apparently, and all other things cannot indicate this. And in the absence of it, it is there. Therefore, two things. Others cannot indicate. It doesn't need something to indicate also. Its own existence is proven. Just like a light need to have another light to show it. A lamp is burning. You don't need another lamp to know that it is burning. It is self-resplendent. Swayam Jyoti. That is the nature of the self is established. And then there is one more objection will come from Vaisheshikas and Nyayikas. We'll see that in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.